If you have dry skin or are feeling digestion or stomach issues, or even if you have like a dry cough and throat, this is the healing soup for you. This soup is actually a really popular soup that's been passed down from generations because both my parents would make it all the time when I was little. Even my TCM doctor who asked me to make it.
Pork bone soup, I think it's good to do it every single day.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna show it to you because it's actually one of the easiest, most approachable soups to make, in my opinion, because it doesn't need any Chinese herbs. And if you watched our first episode, the Chinese herbal soup, which was for menstrual period issues like feminine health, that one includes ingredients that might be a little harder to get or find, but this one is just all the things I love. And this is just one of the more popular pork soup recipes within our soup series. So if you love health, beauty content like this, please subscribe and let me show you how to make pork soup. So we have all our ingredients here and it's super simple. There's just carrots, corn, the pork, and then additionally I have radish or daikon, and then just salt and garlic. So let me show you how to make my favorite soup. First, let's prepare the pork. So this is my pork rib. You can use around a pound or a pound and a half, depending how much you want to make. First off, I like to cut off the fat, any excess fat that you can see, like this section here, because when the fat is boiled into the soup, it actually makes it kind of cloudy and milky, and that's not necessarily what I want. I want a nice, sweet, clear broth, so we'll just kind of cut that off. Keep it on for barbecue, but not for a soup. Okay, and then we section off the pork rib. So sometimes you can just buy it already cut. This one I have to cut myself, so you just feel along where the bone is and cut along the bone. Sometimes they're straight, sometimes they're diagonal, so you can kind of just feel along. Okay, now we're gonna blanch the pork. This is super important when it comes to pork. We did it in our chicken soup recipe as well. But basically, anytime you're cooking with meat, you wanna blanch it first because it gets rid of all the impurities and the blood and just like all the scum. So add your pork into a pot with cold water and then add some either ginger or some wine. And this is gonna help kind of extract all the residue. And then just turn it on high and wait for it to reach boiling. And then you'll see the foamy, milky scum. Look at it! And then what we do is my favorite part. It's so satisfying. Get one of these like meshy things to just scoop up the foam. By doing this step, it's super important because it will just make the soup and the broth really clear and really sweet and, you know, nicer. It's pretty much ready. We're gonna rinse the pork. Whee! Pork sauna. Before it was chicken sauna. Okay. So that's the meat. All right, now moving on to our vegetables. I'm gonna start with carrot. So carrot, just wash, peel, and then I like cutting them in these kind of diagonal sections. This is just personal preference. You can cut it however you like, but just a little note, the smaller the pieces, the faster it will cook. So it also depends on how much time you have. Next up, we have corn. And I would say this is like the essential ingredient. And honestly, what I looked forward to most when I drank this growing up, because it's pops of sweetness. So I like to just kind of cut 2 to 3 inch sections, once again, so that they're nice and bite-sized when we drink the soup. And this adds so much sweetness. Then next we have daikon or radish. So it's like another root vegetable and it adds so much hydration and nourishment and also gives the soup sweetness as well, but in a more earthy way. So I like cutting it in half because that's the thicker section, and then make kind of like a semicircle, cut all along, and then the thinner sections, I'll just, you know, leave it as is. And then for the garlic, just cut off the root, and we're gonna keep them whole and just put them in there later. Okay, so this is our cleaned pork rib. And the thing to know about making pork soup is that you wanna add it back into the fresh pot with hot water. And then I'm just gonna put it back in. And this is gonna keep the meat nice and soft so that it almost falls off the bone. Okay, so once the pork's in there, we're also gonna add our little garlic friends. and also salt. And we're gonna take these out later, so it's okay that they're not peeled. You can do like 2 pinches of salt. We can always add more later. This is just to start the infusing process for the flavor of the meat and bring it to boil. So I'm just adding a little bit of vinegar because I actually learned from my TCM doctor that when you cook pork soup, the vinegar actually helps to extract the nutrients from the bones and the meat. So because pork, you want to give it as much time as possible because it will just be beautiful and soft and fall off the bone. So I like to give at least 2 to 3 hours. Like if you have 4 hours, even better. So what we're gonna do is bring this up to boil and then we're gonna simmer it. So take it down to about low medium with the garlic in there for about 40 minutes to an hour. And then we'll scoop out the garlic and then at around the 1 hour mark, we'll add in our vegetables and then cook it for another at least hour. So all up, minimum, I would say 2 hours, but you know, we can keep cooking it down. It will just be more sweet and more succulent. The meat will be so good. So it's actually really easy. And we can see our broth is very clean. Okay, so while that is simmering, let me talk and share a little bit more about why we're using each of the ingredients. Because in Chinese health, food is really medicine.
Herbal medicine and food, they're always similar. And we sometimes use vegetable grains as part of the treatment process because that's how nature works.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes you feel after taking that, you feel so comfortable and the body feel happy straight away.
So we talked about chicken in our last soup video, and chicken is warming, which is why I was talking about it's really good for the female body because females tend to run cold and so they need, you know, warming qualities and nourish the uterus so that we have healthy periods and we feel good. But pork is neutral and it's balanced. And this just means that no matter what body constitution you have, you can drink pork soup. And if you think about it, that's why so many soups like ramen and Chinese soups, they all actually use pork as a base because it's deep, it's nourishing, and it's so flavorful. Okay, it's been about an hour. And now I'm gonna put in the daikon, the radish, and the carrots because they, you know, they're like harder and it takes longer for them to cook. And then we'll leave the corn till maybe like the last 30 minutes because it honestly doesn't take too long. Daikon. Daikon is radish. Like daikon is a type of radish. It's like a winter radish, which is why if you're confused, you know, radish is normally round and red. It's just a different type of radish. In Chinese like soups, they always use this one. You will never see those small fine dining radishes. But going back to the main reason of why this soup is so good, it's 2 main things. One, this pork soup is able to replenish our body fluids, which means hydrate ourselves from the inside. But 2 is also helping to balance our yin energy. So sometimes we're lacking our yin. So what this means in normal people terms is if you've suddenly started feeling like you have a sore throat, you're feeling very dehydrated and parched, you have dry mouth. I actually have this right now. I got a cold and no matter how much water I drank, I didn't feel hydrated. I was so thirsty, my lips are so dry, my skin can be rough and scaly, and all of those symptoms in TCM is a reflection of a deficiency in yin. And so it needs to be replenished by really hydrating foods and ingredients. And that's why pork is really good for it. And the corn and the carrots and the radish is actually a very classic combination paired with pork because they help to balance that fatty richness with something light and refreshing. But they also have very unique qualities. Carrots, as you might know, is high in beta carotene and vitamin A, so it's actually great for eyesight. I actually spent my whole life hating carrots. I hated carrots and I hated celery because they're kind of like bitter, right? But actually, when you cook it in a soup, it breaks it down and it's so sweet. And fun fact is beta carotene is actually easily absorbed and better absorbed by our bodies when it's combined with a fat. And then of course it helps with digestion as well. And when our digestion is good, it means we're actually able to absorb our nutrients better. If we're able to absorb nutrients better, we have better energy. Our skin is also integrate. And so it's just this kind of positive cycle. Then for the daikon or the radish, and daikons really help with bloating. So once again, supporting your stomach, but especially helping digestion with fatty food. So pork is like a fatty meat, right? So if you've ever eaten, Korean fried chicken, they always give you that side of pickled radish. That is to help you digest. And so having it in here with the pork, once again, completely harmonizes and balances this whole broth. And it also helps to clear away like heat and also phlegm. So for the last week, I actually got like a fever cold. And when you get a cold, you get phlegmy nose and the throat, and it's all stuck in the passageways. So something like the daikon will really help to clear that all out, like that thick mucus that's stuck in your body, as well as helping to reduce any like itchiness or dryness. Like when I slept at night, my throat and my nose was so dry. So having this soup, perfection. How's our soup? Oh my gosh! Because it's simmering, it will kind of reduce. So if you see it kind of tapering down, just add some more hot water. A soup with no soup. And a tip with cooking soup is you should never actually cover it with a lid. You always want to just let it boil out. It's just the way. So actually the reason why we put in the garlic with the skin is because we don't want it to disintegrate. I mean, also feel free to leave them in there, but normally you don't just have a chunk of garlic. We just really want it for the aroma. And so essentially you just want to keep cooking it until your carrots are nice and soft and moist. Now let's add our cornsies. So before this, if you were like me, you might not have thought anything about corn. It just tastes good, it's corn. But in traditional Chinese medicine, going back, everything has a very specific purpose. So corn is a dietary fiber, so it really helps with gut health and getting your digestion going. But it's also mildly cooling as the characteristic, which means it can help to balance any heat or dampness, and also moisturize kind of your internal body system. If you have heat and damp, this is something I've heard my whole life, it very easily leads to things like acne or canker sores, when you have those painful things on your tongue. It makes you sweat a lot, and it's just kind of overall inflammation. So something like corn can help you rebalance that. And then just in terms of the flavor profile, it helps to balance that richness of the pork and keep it sweet and light. So the cool thing about this soup as well is that if you don't have any of the ingredients, it's completely fine to just not use it, because actually the combinations all work. So for example, if you only have carrots and corn, perfect. Another great combination is carrots and daikon. So if you only have those two, you can also just use that. Either way, it will change the profile of the soup. Corn for me just makes it fun and enjoyable and sweet. So I always love having that. As a child, you don't want to drink roots and herbs and ginseng. I can appreciate it now, but back in the day, this was it. So anyways, let's go drink our soup. Soup time!
Soup time.
Are you so excited?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, this is still my favorite taste of all time. Okay, eat the pork. Is it falling off the bone yet? How does it taste?
Good.
Okay, let's have some carrot. So soft. Let's try the daikon. The cool thing for me about the daikon is that it does have a flavor, but it's very, very subtle. But what it does best is actually absorb all the flavor from the soup and then explode in your mouth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's very good for that.
Thomas is actually very good at making pork soup as well. And actually, he makes it quite often, especially in winter. It's the
Wintermelon one?
Yeah. Pork and wintermelon is also another classic combo. Yeah, I didn't make it for this one because I didn't like it as much as this. Once again, as a kid. Back in the day, I'm like, what the frick is a wintermelon? It's if you see it, it's this hairy, big gourd with a bunch of seeds in it. Guys, this pork As a kid, I would actually save the corn till the very end. And because you know how the corn actually also absorbs all the soup? And then I used to suck the soup from the corn and then eat it. So, hope you guys enjoy making pork soup. Our next installment is beef. Another one of my favorites because it's actually got tomato in it.
Oh, you can make a little sometime?
Yeah! See you next time.
Bye.